All ball reaction. Stop
AllBall
playing.
suckers. Big shout out Sugarman. Come on, bro. Thing is, Rico Cormega, go to his IG page and look what he said. And tell me I'm crazy and tell me how Cormega sound.
Cormega says this guy says people didn't buy Michael Jordan sneakers because of Jordan. He said they wanted Jordans because dope boys wore them. I respectfully disagree. Jordan was a standout performer in North Carolina, which resulted in him playing on USA and putting belt to ass to some of the NBA's best players before he even entered the league. Then he comes to the NBA, and it was like we were witnessing a new version of Dr. J, but with uncanny speed and an unrelenting will to win. The Jordan sneaker base price was high, so many parents didn't want to pay that price, but drug dealers were obviously able to afford them. The price drop via sales allowed many others to get them, but the hype increased in the playoffs when he went toe to toe with the best. He didn't win the championship, but he won the public. Then something happened that we hadn't seen at that time. Usually, a player gets a sneaker, and that's his signature shoe for a while or slightly modified. Jordan 2 looked totally different, and they were on his feet during historic moments. The next season, he had a different silhouette with cement features and a unique shape. It wasn't dope boys that made us want Jordans. It was dope moves, dope dunks, dope posters, and as the saying goes, I want to be like Mike. Jordan was doing things so unbelievable that some started to say it must be the shoes. The thing Rich Paul failed to mention is Jordan had a tremendous it factor to him. Women, children, and men all admired him. He was and is cool. Cool sells. Space Jam, the one Jordan was in, was a hit in movie theaters, not because dope boys bought tickets, but because the world bought tickets. Michael Jackson put Jordan in a video because Jordan is cool. There was times I put on a pair of Jordans and jumped to see if I can jump higher. Having on J's became a cool factor. They look cool on girls, babies, and street people. The dope boy era has since faded, but the demand for Jordans persists. Damn. The dream team were rock stars in Barcelona, and Jordan was the star of the group that helped Nike and NBA development internationally. I respect Rich Paul's loyalty to his friend Rich, but I respect Rich Paul's loyalty to his friend, though we all need a friend like Rich. Rico Pablo is what they call him. Huh?
So, Sugarman, doesn't that sound familiar? I told you, bro. This ain't got nothing to do with me. So, bro, we just facts. If we're wrong, we're okay. If we're wrong, we're fine with that. But Rich Paul was 100% incorrect. Big shout out to rapper Cormega, one of the most underrated rappers of all time. Great MC. But what I keep saying, Fabian, niggas that was really outside at them times is gonna say and feel what Cormega said. By the way, what Cormega just said, what you just read perfectly, you said that first. Right up here on All Ball TV. Oh, I'm 5'8" right now, so just imagine how short I was at that time. But we was putting on mics. Fly with Me might have been the most watched videotape of all time. Come Fly With Me might be the greatest basketball video of all time. Niggas was waking up watching that shit, coming outside and trying those moves. Whether you put the bench in front of the rim so you could try to dunk, or you was trying Michael Jordan dunks but doing layups because you was too little to dunk. So for me, it's I love when people test us, and then look, you have a guy like Cormega, respected, legendary human being, not only a rapper. That's exactly what All Ball TV said. Bro, listen, they said I'm rich poor, but you can't hustle is the hustlers, bro. Listen, we was old enough and we was there in those moments. Drug dealers ain't care about Jordans. I can't speak for Cleveland. You in New York? I told y'all what it was. And think about before me. If we talking early 80s, I'm born in 77. So let's say we talking 85 to 90. You gotta think about what the big timers was winning. This is British Walkers and all that. We by classic.
Adidas.
So Stan Smith, nigga, these are remember the fire, the low cut cream Filas?
I
Like
was a baby.
this, so that's what I'm saying. Like then it graduated to the constructs, to the truckers, to the beef and broccolis. When the white Nike Airs came in play, it was game over. Then we talk about the Air Force Ones with all the colors. The white with the yellow check, red check, blue check, gray check, black check. Niggas was wearing mics, but it wasn't because of what Rich Paul is saying. That's why I was saying he's 100% incorrect. When I'm saying, of course, I'm exaggerating. He probably was outside in the hood shooting that, whatever. I mean, we having fun and trolling at that point. But I'm saying for me, Cormega just proved, listen, when you outside, you know what's going on. You see what's going on. Like I said, the ladies wasn't wearing Jordans, bro. It was 5411s.
Right,
In
the Reebok.
Swiss. Bro, that's like, bro, we speak facts. And one thing up here on AllBall TV, if we wrong, we don't mind being wrong. We get debated, we can have fun. But like I said, look how many people responded to what Rich Paul said. It wasn't only Cormega. I've seen a lot of comments disagreeing with his take. A lot. So for me, I love it. Big shout out to everybody. But bro, some things with me, I know what I'm talking about. Like I said, we was outside at a young age. And in that era, it's block parties, it's free lunch. Bro, it's just lit. PAL. So no, like I said, niggas was wearing mics because what you seen on that basketball court. Like I said, when people got that "Come Fly with Me" VCR tape, bro, niggas got into fights over that. If you let somebody borrow that, a nigga ain't give you your shit back. You kidding me? Niggas was really watching them VCR tapes and coming outside. You call your guy, yo, my nigga, I just finished watching that. You? All right, yo, we outside. Hey, y'all niggas on the lab line trying all that shit looking crazy. Nothing to do with the big time drug dealers, bro. I'm sorry.
But he really, to correct it, he was saying, he pointed to Max and he said the dudes like they look like you with a BMW, and that's what they was breaking down. Like he was talking about the yuppies and the white people, and it was like, bro, the fact that Max let him slide with that is crazy. Max ain't just no random white boy with a BMW growing up. Like the way his, God bless his dad, his brother and all that, the way what how they came up was different. So for me, also, here's another problem. I was too young for the Michael Jordan when he came to the league. So if I was too young, how the hell how old was Rich Paul when Michael Jordan came to the league, bro? That's number one. And number two, I hated Michael Jordan so much. My first favorite ball player is Barkley. I didn't want Jordan to win. I wanted Barkley to win. He said, I don't got no role models, all that shit. So I was way too late into the Michael Jordan shit. Now you fast forward, I got to see LeBron high school go to the NBA. So you telling me that hype wasn't real either? That was fake hype with LeBron, the chosen one, and all that. Like when we saw chosen one, it was like, yo, this kid is legit. So what you think LeBron would have been in 83, 84? There was no hype either, bro. There was no social media. There was no cable like that. Barely anybody had cable. You think LeBron wouldn't have been popping? So imagine Mike. That's the part I keep stressing. You are upset. You keep taking this loss. I don't know why you keep barking up the same tree. Leave that man alone. Just go partner with him. It will be better for y'all. You're getting flamed. I don't know why it's cool to get flamed in this era and go viral like that. Like at some point, the embarrassment got to set in because you losing credibility. I'm just using you for views. And the last video ain't even do too well. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Cause I got another video lined up where you said some dumb shit. But guess what, Rich Paul? Rico Pablo, I'm gonna give it another shot. But this shit is like, I don't want to watch it. You're supposed to be an agent. Like, I want to get the game. That is right up his alley. How did Michael Jordan really make it was this, but he was also Michael Jordan. That shit is a one of one, bro. You don't want to really replicate what Jordan did. You can't. That shit was like in God's plan. You can't really create that. You can't. So what do? Let's replicate the marketing part. Keep it funky. What are you there for? I didn't learn shit, but just how to disable your whole fucking mentality right now and how to prove that you're a hater. Your whole style of LeBron to come up was to hate on Jordan. And you continue to do that shit and then blame Mike because and the Mike fans. Nah, you keep putting yourself on the target. Shit is stupid, bro. Like, forget about being there, wasn't there. Just why are you so wrong, man?
Yeah,
That
I
shit is
mean,
trash, old boy.
yeah, listen. This is the second podcast. It's probably many others, but I told you this shit is gonna be terrible. Like I said, nobody wants to hear these guys talk. And if you are gonna talk, it's not only about talking facts. Talk about what people want to hear. Let's hear how you being LeBron's friend since the early ages, because we have to admit that LeBron has been a superstar since he was in high school. That's a fact, right? Well, let's hear if you want to talk about Jordans and the sneaker. Let's hear about the impact it had on y'all as young men, and you being one of LeBron's big friends. And how did how was y'all reacting and feeling seeing Michael Jordan? Because we all know LeBron is a big Michael Jordan fan. He says it. There's plenty of interviews where he tells me, "Yo, what's your top five?" And he says Michael Jordan named 5 times. Right? He wears the number 23. So, how were y'all impacted by Mike? As far as when y'all was watching the Chicago Bulls play. So those are the type of things I would love to hear from Rich Paul, right? Not
And stay right there. And the fact that you literally get to compete on and off the court with what that magnetism is. It's not like we're saying you had no chance. That's why I say when they say LeBron is in the conversation as the GOAT or whatever, and off and on and off the court, you got to salute that. I love what AllBall just said right now, because who else is in this conversation? Yeah, you got Kobe and but LeBron is really the only one who got to compete with Mike on and off the court, and he got his man to be an agent. And now you have a podcast, and you can't even keep it real enough to be like, yo, you know what's crazy? Who was bigger than Michael Jordan? And now my man happens to be able to rival him. And then we got the Nike campaign, and we got to rival that. Yo, Max, let me tell you something. We made a lot of money, but this motherfucker ain't no joke. You supposed to big that up so that if you do surpass it, let's say arguably you did, now you made the giant be a giant and how you toppled them. All that trying to hate on them shit, it didn't work.
yeah, I mean, like I said, LeBron, as much as I, troll and have fun with LeBron fans, and he still has an argument to be the GOAT, right? To me, him and Kobe is the only ones that have a legit argument. Like I said, you have God rest their soul, Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain, still living Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like those guys are great, right? But at the end of the day, I would love to hear what type of conversations Rich Paul and LeBron were having when LeBron was in high school, knowing he was gonna go to the NBA and be the number one pick. Have Did you have talks with LeBron where LeBron really said in high school, "Yo, I think I'm gonna be the greatest player ever. I think I'm gonna be better than Mike." But like, those are the conversations I would love to hear from Rich Paul. Not this dumb shit where you trying to sound cool. Guys that was on the streets or in the streets, they don't have to try to act or sound cool. It's just it's gonna flow, right? So for me, that's what I would love to hear. Like, yo, we signed to Nike. Mike was signed to Nike. Are we going to use the same strategy that Mike used? And like I said, did LeBron ever say in high school, "I'm going to be the greatest basketball player to ever live," or "I'm going for that"? So I think Rich Paul can use that platform to like just do so much good and talk about things that we actually want to hear, because there are a lot of things that people want to hear about LeBron, right? And who else better than his closest friend? So for me, what Rich Paul tried to do in that moment, I didn't understand it. I just don't. It was just silly. I don't want to call him stupid. Them guys was very smart, right? So, but that wasn't a dope conversation to have, and it backfired because nobody agreed with him. We had people on AllBall TV in the chat that that disagreed. Look at what Cormega said, and like I said, it was so many comments that was just like, what? So I just feel like when you got a platform and you're Rich Paul and you're Max Kellerman, you have to come up with better topics and more interesting things that people want to hear, because that right there, that shit was silly and stupid. And for Max to be from New York, to understand being a Knicks fan at that age, because Max was a Knicks fan at once. So he know what it was with that Michael Jordan era. He knows being in New York. So for Max to not like try to fix that or correct Rich Paul, it's weird. But listen, big shout out to them dudes, but hopefully we ain't got to hear from them much longer. Get them niggas out of here. Sorry.
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.